ዛሬ በጣም አስደንጋጭ የሆነ መረጃ ይዤላችሁ መጥቻለሁ። እስከ መጨረሻው ተከታተሉ፣ ግራ ይገባችኋል። ስልጣኔ የሰው ልጅ የነበረበትን ችግሮች ደረጃ በደረጃ እየቀረፈ መረጃና ቴክኖሎጂ ጣራ በነካበት ሰዓት የሰው ልጅ ጤና ግን ወደታች እያሽቆለቆለ ነው። ለምንድን ነው? ከስኳር በሽታ እስከ ኩላሊትና ጉበት፣ ከመጠን በላይ ውፍረት እስከ ካንሰርና ልብ በሽታ አገራችን ኢትዮጵያን ጨምሮ ዓለማችንን እያስጨነቀ ነው። በአገራችን ውስጥ ከ2010 እስከ 2019 ድረስ ብቻ ተላላፊ ያልሆኑ በሽታዎች በ25% ጭማሪ አሳይተዋል። በዓለማችንም በአመት 41 ሚሊዮን የሚሆን ሰው በእነዚህ በሽታዎች ይጠቃል። 74% የሚሆነው ሞት የሚከሰቱ ከነዚህ ጋር በተያያዘ ነው። ለመንስኤውም የተለያዩ አወዛጋቢ ምክንያቶች የሚቀርቡ ቢሆንም ትክክለኛው ምክንያት ግን ተደብቆ ኖሯል። ዛሬ ማቀርብላችሁ የቀድሞ የግዙፍ መድኃኒት ማምረቻዎች ውስጥ ታዋቂና እንደ ኮካኮላ ላሉ ትልልቅ የምግብ ማቀነባበሪያዎች ሎቢስት የነበረ ሰው ነው። ኬሊ ሚንስ ይባላል። በቱከር ካርልሰን ፖድካስት ላይ ቀርቦ በእነዚህ ግዙፍ የምግብና የመድኃኒት ፋብሪካዎች ብሎም በሄልዝ ኬር ሲስተም ውስጥ የሚሰራውን አደገኛና ድብቅ የሆነ ሴራ አጋልጧል። ተከታተሉት። ምግብን የምታዩበትን መንገድ እስከ ወዲያኛው ይቀይረዋል።
The food industry and the processed food industry was created by the cigarette industry. And I think this is very telling. It's something I learned. So in the 1990s, the two largest food companies in the world were R.J. Reynolds and Philip Morris. What happened is when the Surgeon General way too late in the 1980s said cigarettes were maybe problematic, these were some of the largest companies in the world with the largest cash piles of any company in the world. So what they did is they used their cash piles to buy food companies. We think about the 80s as the Wall Street era M&A, a lot of deals. The two biggest M&A deals up until 1990 in world history were cigarette companies buying food companies.
ሲጋራን ሱስ በማስያዝ ረገድ ጠበብት የሆኑትን ኤክስፐርቶች ወደ ምግብ ማቀነባበሪያዎች አመጧቸው። ለምን ይመስላችኋል ምግቦች ሱስ እያስይዙናል?
So you had in the 90s these two cigarette companies very strategically do two things. They shifted their thousands of scientists who were experts at making cigarettes addictive to the food department. So we had the rise of ultra-processed food where our food now is a science experiment. The second thing they did is they shifted their lobbying. So the cigarette industry, of course, was the biggest, lobbying spenders and had a good playbook. They shifted their playbook on lobbying and rigging institutions of trust to food. So they created the food pyramid. So the cigarette industry, through the food companies they bought, paid off the FDA, the USDA, Harvard to create reports saying sugar doesn't cause obesity. And they lobbied for the food pyramid in the 1990s, we all remember, which said, animal-based fats are bad, carbs are good. Remember, carbs and sugar were basically the base of the pyramid. So the American diet, because of that, because we trust our medical institutions, which they know, we shifted our diet significantly to ultra-processed food. It was very intentional, the food pyramid. That was a ultra-processed food marketing document that carbs were fine, sugar was fine. And that shifted, and you look at dietary patterns. Today, a child diet is 70% ultra-processed food. Now, what does that mean, right? Those are literally foods invented by the cigarette industry to addict kids. Obviously we've got sugar, but there's thousands of different ingredients and science concoctions that scientists work in a lab to make it more palatable, to make it more addictive. So food consumption, calorie consumption has skyrocketed. And the byproduct of these toxic ingredients that the cigarette industry I watched and helped with this, bought off the USDA, bought off the FDA, is they wreak havoc among our cells. The foundation of our diet is ingredients that we aren't biologically made to eat, that didn't exist 100 years ago. The foundation of our diet is three things when you look at any label. It's added sugar, processed sugar, which basically didn't exist 100 years ago. It's just from natural sources. Ultra-processed grains, which were invented 100 years ago. The processing takes the fiber off. They're basically hidden sugars, devoid of nutritional value. And seed oils. Seed oils are the top source of American calories. And this is actually...
Seed oil is the top source of American calories?
Soybean oil, canola oil. This is the baseline of American calories right now. And these seed oils were actually created by John D. Rockefeller as a byproduct of oil production. It's basically engine lubricant. And the Rockefeller and those aligned with him actually lobbied to have this suitable for human consumption. That's how seed oils came into the American diet. They're much cheaper, but they're highly inflammatory. And just by definition, just at the highest level, these ingredients and all the chemicals we can't name that are in ultra-processed food are not natural ingredients that our bodies are made to handle. So there's, as we talk about in Good Energy, this produces a lot of side effects to our cells. The food industry isn't trying to kill Americans. They're trying to make food cheap and addictive.
እንደ አውሮፓውያን አቆጣጠር በ1990 የዓለማችን ግዙፍ ኩባንያዎች ሲጋራ ፋብሪካዎች ነበሩ። እነዚህ ሲጋራ ፋብሪካዎች ያላቸውን ገንዘብና ኃይል በመጠቀም እንደ ሃርቫርድ እና ስታንፎርድ ያሉ የተከበሩ ተቋማትን ጥናቶች እንዲያጠኑና መመሪያዎችን እንዲቀይሩ አድርገዋል። በተጨማሪም የምግብ ቁጥጥር ባለስልጣናትን ማለትም እንደ FDA እና USDA የመሳሰሉ ታማኝ የተባሉ ተቋማትን ስኳር ጎጂ እንዳልሆነ እንዲናገሩና ፉድ ፒራሚድ የሚባል ፈጠራ እንዲያስተዋውቁ አደረጉ። ይህም የተቀነባበሩ ምግቦች በከፍተኛ ደረጃ እንዲታወቁ አደረገ። የፖሊሲ ለውጥ ብቻ አልነበረም፣ የተጠናና በደንብ የተደገፈ የአመጋገብን ሳይንስ በድጋሚ ለመጻፍና የተቀነባበሩ ምግቦችን መደበኛ ለማድረግ የተደረገ ዘመቻ ነበር። በዚህም ብቻ አያበቃም። ሴራው ምን ያህል ጥልቅ እንደሆነ ኬሊ ይነግረናል። እናዳምጥ።
And what I learned, in the morning meeting with the food companies, trying to lobby and influence the USDA, being the lifeblood of nutrition research, paying off, nutrition research at Harvard and Stanford as a junior employee, shocked by that.
So you saw that?
Oh, my first week, as working for these industries, it was a list of top professors. And the food industry pays 11 times more for foundational nutrition research than the NIH. You go to any nutrition school in the country, the lifeblood of their school, they'll proudly admit this is from the processed food industry. In the past 2 years, there's been 50,000 peer-reviewed research studies on nutrition. We're the only animal that has peer-reviewed nutrition studies, and we're the only animals that are systematically obese, diabetic, and being crippled by metabolic dysfunction.
ከጣፋጭ ሲሪያሎች እስከ ለስላሳ መጠጦች በሃይ ፍሩክቶስ ኮርን ሲረፕ የተሞሉ ናቸው። በድንገት የሆነም አይደለም፣ ሆን ተብሎ የተደረገ ነገር እንጂ። ለምሳሌ ሃይ ፍሩክቶስ ኮርን ሲረፕ ርካሽ የሆነ የስኳር አማራጭ ሲሆን ማይገኝበት ነገር ውስጥ የለም። ከዳቦ እስከ ለስላሳ እርጎ፣ ሶሶች ውስጥ እና የተለያዩ ምግቦች ውስጥ ይገኛል። ነገር ግን የሚጨምረው ጣፋጭነት ብቻ አይደለም፣ ሜታቦሊዝማችን በማዛባት ላላስፈላጊ ውፍረት፣ ለስኳር በሽታ፣ ለጉበትና ለተለያዩ በሽታዎች ይዳርገናል። ሌላው MSG ወይንም ሞኖሶዲየም ግሉታሜት ጣዕም የሚጨምር ንጥረ ነገር ነው። በብዛት በቺፕስ፣ በታሸጉ ምግቦች እና በፋስት ፉድ ውስጥ የሚገኝ ሲሆን የአእምሯችንን የእርካታ ህዋሶች በመቆጣጠር ምግቦች ጣዕማቸውን መቆጣጠር ከምንችለው በላይ ጥሩ ሆነው የምግቡን የወረደ የጥራት ደረጃ ይሸፍኑታል። ሌላውና ዋናው የሰው ልጅ የጤና ጠላት የሆነው የሲድ ዘይት ሲሆን እንደ የአኩሪ ዘይት፣ የበቆሎ ዘይት፣ የሱፍ ዘይት፣ የካኖላ ዘይትና የአትክልት ዘይትን ያጠቃልላል። እነዚህ የዘይት አይነቶች በመጀመሪያ ለሞተር ማለስለሻነት ታስበው የተዘጋጁ ሲሆን አሁን ግን በየቀኑ የምንመገባቸው የምግባችን መሰረት ሆኗል። ምክንያቱ ደግሞ ርካሽ ስለሆኑ ነው። እነዚህ መርዛማና ሱስ አስያዥ የሆኑ ንጥረ ነገሮች ከ100 ዓመት በፊት ያልነበሩና ዛሬ ግን የምግባችን መሰረት ናቸው። ሌላው ፕሪዘርቫቲቭስ፣ ፔስቲሳይድ፣ ሄርቢሳይድስ እና የተለያዩ በሺዎች የሚቆጠሩ ኬሚካሎች ምግባችን ውስጥ ይጨመራሉ። ወደዚህ ግን እንዴት መጣ?
The problem very strategically, and this is well known among the industry, is that ultra processed food does, because they're able to do this science experiment with our food, it hijacks our biology, it hijacks our satiety signals. High fructose corn syrup, fructose, it makes us want to eat more. Because in the wild, when you see a bunch of fruit out there, you're well advised to eat it, historically. We've basically rigged our biology to hijack our signals that, make us satiated. So that's what ultra processed food does.
በጣም የሚያስደነግጠው ደግሞ የጤና ስርዓቱ ትርፍ የሚያገኘው ህብረተሰቡ ሲታመም። አሁን ላይ ትልቁን ድርሻ የያዙት የስኳር፣ የደም ብዛት፣ የኩላሊት፣ የልብና የካንሰር በሽታዎች መነሻ መሰረቱ አመጋገባችን ቢሆንም የህክምና ስርዓቱ ግን መከላከል የሚለውን ሀሳብ ወደ ጎን በመተው የእድሜ ልክ መድኃኒት ላይ እንድንመረኮዝ አድርጓል።
So that's the food industry, okay? The food industry actually, with their own set interests, want to make food addictive and cheaper. It kind of makes sense. The criminal devil's bargain is that it's highly tied to the healthcare industry. And as Casey said, the fastest growing industry in America right now isn't AI. It's not tech, it's healthcare. It's the largest and fastest growing industry. And just as a statement of economic fact, the best thing for that industry is a child getting sick.
አጋጣሚ ባልሆነ መልኩ ዋና ዋና የጤና ድርጅቶችን ማለትም እንደ አሜሪካ የስኳር ማህበርና የአሜሪካ የልብ ማህበር ያሉ ተቋማት እንዋጋዋለን የሚሉትን በሽታ ከግዙፍ ምግብና መድኃኒት ፋብሪካዎች ገንዘብ በመቀበል በሽታውን እንዲስፋፋ አድርገዋል። ኬሊ እንደሚለው ይህ የገንዘብ ተጽዕኖ ከስርዓተ ምግብ መመሪያዎች እስከ የማህበረሰብ የጤና መልእክቶችን የቀረጸና የተወሳሰቡ የጥቅም ግጭቶች በመፍጠር ትርፍን ከማህበረሰብ ጤና በላይ ያስቀመጠ ስርዓት ነው። ለምሳሌ ኮካኮላና ሌሎች ለስላሳ መጠጥ ፋብሪካዎች ለተለያዩ ተቋማት በስኳርና በስኳር በሽታ መካከል ያለውን ግንኙነት ዝቅ አድርገው ጥናትን እንዲያጠኑ በርካታ ገንዘብ ያፈሳሉ። በእነዚህ ተቋማት የሚሰሩ ጥናቶች በአመዛኙ በነፃና ገለልተኛ ተቋማት ከሚወጡ ጥናቶች የሚጋጩና በእጅጉ የሚቃረኑ ናቸው። የምርታቸውንም ትክክለኛነት እንዲሸፈን ያደርጋሉ። በተመሳሳይ የፋርማሲውቲካል ኢንዱስትሪውም በቢሊዮን የሚቆጠሩ ዶላሮችን ሎቢ በማድረግና ለጤና ሲስተሙ በመስጠት ትረካው ጥንቃቄ ላይ ሳይሆን እድሜ ልክ የሚወሰዱ መድኃኒቶች ላይ እንዲያተኩር ያደርጋሉ።
When a child gets sick or any American gets sick with a chronic condition, with diabetes, obesity, kidney disease, heart disease, whatever, they go on a lifetime medication. They go on the metformin, they go on the statin, they have lifetime treatments. And they keep racking up more comorbidities. If you're diabetic, you have an average of 4 other comorbidities. So you keep racking up, but you don't die, you just suffer. you inevitably get infertility, depression. You start racking them up. So that's very good for the medical system to have these chronic conditions that need to be managed. Just from a pure economic standpoint, that's how the system's set up. That's all happening largely because of our food system and other metabolic habits we can talk about, but largely because of our rise of ultra-processed food that's really hacking our cells and really hijacking our cells.
ይህ የጤና ጉዳይ ሳይሆን የትርፍ ጉዳይ ነው። ስር የሰደደ ተጽዕኖ መሆኑን ከምናምናቸው ጥናት ጽሁፎችና ከሜይንስትሪም ሚዲያዎች መረዳት እንችላለን። የምግብ ኢንዱስትሪው ሱስ ተኮር የሆነ አሰራር የሚጠቅመው እነሱን ብቻ አይደለም፣ የጤና ሲስተሙንም እንጂ። በጣም የሚያስደነግጠው ደግሞ የሚፈልጉት ገንዘባችንን ብቻ አይደለም፣ ይልቁንም የልጆቻችንን የወደፊት ህይወት ቅርጽ ማስያዝ ነው። በልጅነት የሚመጣ ያለ መጠን ውፍረትና የስኳር በሽታ በከፍተኛ ደረጃ እንዲስፋፋና ልጆቻችንንም የእድሜ ልክ ታማሚዎች በማድረግ እድሜ ልካቸውን ከነሱ በሚገዙ መድኃኒቶች ላይ ጥገኛ ማድረግ ነው።
The criminal part, the devil's bargain, is that the healthcare system, you'd expect to be speaking out about why we're getting so sick, but they're not only silent on the reasons, they're not only trained Casey the first day of Stanford Med School, that we're basically taking it as a given that people are lazy and going to get sick, we're just going to profit from treating them. They're silent enough, they're actually complicit. Working for Coke, I helped steer money to the American...
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, working for Coca-Cola, they actually pay money to the American Diabetes Association. They actually pay money to the American Academy of Pediatrics. If there's one thing the American Diabetes Association, which sets the standard of care for diabetes management, should be doing, they should be saying, we're not going to accept money from Coke, which is diabetes water. They accept money from Coke. So there's
that's like Tyson Chicken subsidizing PETA.
Right.
You know, it doesn't kind of make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
ይሄ የአሰራር ውድቀት ብቻ አይደለም፣ ሆን ተብሎ የተቀነባበረ ድርጊት እንጂ። በውሸትና በሚያደናበር መረጃ የተሞላች ዓለም ውስጥ ከመቼውም በላይ እውነታውን መፈለግ አስፈላጊ የሆነበት ጊዜው ነው። ኬሊ ሚንስ እና እህቱ ኬሲ ሚንስ እነዚህ ግዙፍና ሁላችንም የምናምናቸውን ተቋማት በማጋለጥ አይናችንን ለመግለጥ ሞክረዋል። ፖድካስቱን እንድትከታተሉ ተጋብዛችኋለሁ። ጥያቄ ካላችሁ ወይንም እንድሰራላችሁ የምትፈልጉት ነገር ካለ ኮሜንት ላይ አስቀምጡልኝ። ቪዲዮም ለብዙ ሰው እንዲዳረስ ላይክ አድርጉት። ይህ መረጃ ይጠቅመዋል ያስፈልገዋል የምትሉት ሰው ካለ ሼር በማድረግ ተባበሩት። በሚቀጥለው በሌላ ጠቃሚ ቪዲዮ እንገናኛለን። ደህና ሁኑ።